Alright guys, we have a 2014 Infiniti Q60. First thing we did was we have the key in the slot right now, and what we did was we took the battery out of the key to test out the slot system to make sure it's functioning without the battery and there's no error inside, because what happens is if you program it and there's a problem with the slot, then you won't be able to continue programming and none of the keys will work and you have to replace the slot in order to program. So just to test it out before we actually go ahead and program an additional key to this card, we take out the battery from the key that works the car, because right now it won't start. You see, it won't start unless you put it in the slot. So we take out the battery so it can only function in the slot itself, start the car, and that tells us that the slot is good. So now we can proceed with programming the key. It's just an extra precaution to take so you don't have to run into this situation, and you can advise the customer, hey, this is what's going on, and you can sell whatever it is you want to sell before you actually start the programming, rather than it becoming your problem and he says I wouldn't want it and all that. So that's just one step to take before starting the programming process. Then what we do is we go ahead, we make a universal key. It's a 903 for this car. So let's do complete. And we're going to use this to start the programming. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to put the battery back into this fob, and then we're going to continue. All right, so now it tells us we want to turn on the hazard lights, and we want to open and close the driver door, and the ignition should be on. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll turn the hazard lights on. We will open and close the door, and the ignition is on. All right, let's go to Emo Smart System. Well, actually, let's scan the system. It's always good to scan the system before. Make sure everything's functioning as it should. We have no faults. Everything looks good. Let's do add a key. Start. All the learned keys are no longer going to work to this vehicle, so remove the battery from the smart key, insert it into the smart key. Wow, so Autel is actually telling you to do exactly what I did in the beginning of the video, to make sure that the slot is working, and we already did that. Turn off the ignition, turn on the hazard lights, and open the door. So we're going to take the original key, we'll put that into the slot, and we will turn the ignition on. Say okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, now we want to take the one that we just put in there because we want to learn this to the ignition. So we're going to put that inside and click the start button. Security light is right there, and that will go off. Perfect. Yes. Do we want to do the next smart key? Yes, we do. So we will take this key out. We will put this new key that we want to program inside. Ah, it's not even fitting inside. Okay, what we did was, let's turn the ignition on. What we did was we took the Autel key out and we put it into the customer's key. And here we go. Okay, that is one new key. There's no battery in this, that's why. Okay, we're gonna put this all back and test both keys out. All right, so now both keys work. That's the customer's key, and this is Autel's key. Both function the vehicle. The only thing is the Autel key actually does not go into the ignition, which technically, I guess, actually, if you ever run into this situation, make sure you have another key that would work that you can put into the ignition so you don't have this problem, because we just had to go through the process of switching out the boards and programming everything through here. But both keys now function the vehicle, which is what we wanted to do, so the customer has two keys.